Hello everyone, this is Leo Siron from the Gaming Generation. I'm here with Javier, and now we're gonna talk about the most bodacious dudes you can find in all gaming. Who am I talking about, Javier?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm quite excited for today's subject.
How excited are you?
Tubularly excited, man. We're gonna talk about not only the games, but the comics, the movies, the cartoons, everything turtle related. And
Yes, sir, definitely.
I'd like to start off by saying that I liked the Turtles ever since I can remember. And once my mother rented a VHS tape of the first Ninja Turtles live-action movie, and I allegedly didn't remind her to return the tape just so that I could rewatch it every day for like 2 weeks. And when she realized that, she got mad at me because there was extra fees to pay for renting the tape for so long, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I watched it every day those 2 weeks. I loved that tape so much. Well, do you have any funny memories with Turtles, man?
Oh, yeah, I remember watching the live-action movies by Jim Henson and company, like, all the time. I think we got the first movie back on VHS on we first started ordering Pizza Hut.
Wow, you've got the VHS tape, legit. Wow.
Yep, legit VHS tape, and then I was so excited to watch that movie. It was great, and I watched it constantly.
Yes, the first two Ninja Turtles live-action movies are two of the best fiction live-action movies adaptations I've ever seen up to this day, and they were released in the early 90s, man. Even with all the CGI we've got nowadays, we couldn't surpass that yet.
Dude, the suits and the puppetry and stuff like that with the live-action movies were extremely amazing. I mean, they're accurate. They kind of look like the animated animation turtles. They look great. I mean, even though it took 6 people to operate one suit, or one person inside a suit, and then 5 people for the head mechanics, for expressions and mouth moving and so on and so forth.
Yes. For what I know, the mask was mechatronic. There were people inside the suits doing the stunts, but I don't know if the hands were controlled remotely or by the person inside the clothing.
I think it was by the person inside.
Yeah, even though the turtles have 3 fingers instead of 5, I think you can control the fingers by splitting your index and with your middle finger and the other 2, I think.
Yep. I'm doing it right now.
Me too. I split my fingers. I started looking at my hand. Star Trek style. What is your favorite Ninja Turtles game?
My favorite game. Okay, there's actually 2 favorite games. There is the 86 arcade, 4-player arcade by Konami.
Yes.
And then there is the well, it actually has 2 titles in Japan and America. It is the Hyperstone Heist in America on the Sega Genesis, and the Return to Shredder on the Sega Genesis. Basically, same game, just different concepts.
All right. Both of them are beaten up, right?
Yep.
Ninja Turtles are great for beaten up. They were born for this genre. Ninja Turtles have
they were fantastic.
they've got some really good games of the Turtles in their library and some really terrible ones too. But before we talk about the terrible ones, I'd like to talk about my two favorite games as well. I like the Super Nintendo version of the arcade game I just mentioned, which are the Turtles in Time, and I like a Nintendo DS Ninja Turtles game that is very little known but works really well. It's based graphically on the serious turtle cartoons of the early 2000s, and it plays very well. It's also a side-scrolling beaten up, and it's really good, really good. I don't remember the subtitle right now, but check out for Nintendo DS Ninja Turtle games and you can find it. I really recommend it.
What was the worst turtle game you ever played? Like the worst one?
The worst one. Alright. I've got two titles to talk about as well. There was the Ninja Turtles game for the PlayStation 2 that tries to imitate Smash Brothers. I don't remember the title of it. It's Ninja Turtles Smash something. I think the proposal of the game is good, but the gameplay is not really deep. It's more like spacing and button mashing. Unfortunately, I couldn't like that game, but I really anticipated it. But when I got my hands on it, I didn't like it very much. Did you get to play that one?
Okay.
Did you play the game I just talked about? Do you know what it is?
I have not played that one at all.
Oh, yes. So, and the other one, I think that's the worst one. I won't talk any other games. What are the Ninja Turtle games you didn't like to play?
Okay, one of them I did not like to play. Honestly, was well, I don't know, I couldn't really get into it. It was Tournament Fighters.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Yes.
Tournament Fighters.
So, it's for Super Nintendo, I believe. It came out in Sega Genesis as well, Mega Drive, I think.
Yeah.
Why didn't you like
I
it?
don't know, it must have been different on the SNES because I played it on a Genesis. I didn't really have it on SNES.
Okay, I only played on SNES, and I didn't think it was that terrible. Perhaps they're so different that the Genesis version is worse, I don't know.
It was okay. But I have to say the next one is the one I started playing recently. I got it for like $10 used at Price Electronics. It was the Platinum Games version of the Ninja Turtles called Mutants in Manhattan. It's basically with the Nickelodeon franchise.
That one looked really good on trailers. I wanted to play that one.
Okay, the animation's great, the voices are great, but the gameplay mechanics are really kind of difficult, I guess. And it doesn't really seem to be any kind of story that much. I mean, like, you know, there's like separate sections you can do. You know, like there's like a Shredder section, a Bebop and Rocksteady section, so on and so forth. But it doesn't really seem like an actual beat 'em up game, and you can't really play couch co-op with it. You can only play 4-player online. That's the only really downside of it.
Really?
But overall, it's okay.
It falls short on some aspects, even though the presentation is decent. Is that right? Is that the case?
Pretty much. A lot of people did not like it whatsoever. I'm slowly getting into it. I mean, it's okay, but you know, I'm a big Platinum Games fan, as I mentioned before in previous podcasts. You know, I love Platinum Games, but this one just needed a little bit more work, and it just felt rushed.
Oh, too bad. I think it's one of those budget titles where they have really tight schedules and money, and they have to rush everything down to the release.
Pretty much.
That's too sad, man. But some games are like that. I want to digress a little bit from the Turtles and mention another budget title that I believe was made by Platinum Games, and that's The Legend of Korra. Did you play that one?
I have not played Korra. I tried to get it, but the day before I tried to get it, they took it off market.
Oh, too bad. I played it. I think it has some problems. It needed a little polishing, but overall it works well. Unless you're playing on the keyboard, then it's terrible. But if you've got a joystick to play on it, it's good. But let's get back to the Turtles. Did you know that there were, I think, 2 animated movies exclusive for Japan based on the Turtles Goofy cartoons? And there they transform into armored humanoid characters.
I did not know about that. That's completely new to me.
And that is the weirdest shit I've seen from the Turtles, to be honest. Because it's the middle term between the Turtles and a anime and a tokusatsu. It's really weird, man. They say something like turtle... They don't say turtle power, they say mutagenic power, something like that, and they morph into an armored robot and they combine their forces. It's really weird, man. It's really
So it's like a Voltron type thing, like they all combine with each other.
It's something like that, and there's some space action shit as well. It's really weird, man.
It does sound like something, definitely.
No, the Turtles' popularity in Japan is only mild. It's not one it's a franchise that's not really appealing for that audience. But
Right, it's more presented over here in the US and Europe and some other parts of the world. But Japan's mostly, they mostly stick to like cultural diverse stuff, including like anime and of course like tokusatsu is a major thing over there, definitely.
yes,
But the Turtles, it's kind of hard to come by over there.
the Turtles are quite far from being cute or kawaii to be sold there.
Yeah.
It's really hard, but in the West they're quite popular. And when you think of it, the concept of the Turtles is so absurd that it's really a miracle that they made success. It's the it's turtles that happen to be mutant, and they're ninjas, and they happen to be teenagers, so they are all bodacious and stuff. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the origins of the Turtles, if you'll excuse me for a bit. It will be quick. Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell it really quick. It's just like there was Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. They had low-paid jobs, they were unhappy with their lives, and they wanted to pursue an artistic career. And one day they reunited in the house of one of them, and they started to drink a lot of beer and trying to come up with a character. And they were getting drunker and drunker, and one of them drew a Ninja Turtle. And that was the beginning of it. And they decided to write a story. They both had very similar drawing styles, so they did the first comic book. They rented money from the uncle of one of them to do the printing of the first 1,000 or 100 volumes or so. And just by that, it spread like fire. It became popular when they printed it by themselves. Can you imagine that? I wanted to achieve success like that. Just create a crazy character and
Just hanging out, partying with your friends, and get totally freaking drunk off your ass.
yes, that's my dream job right there.
Like, dude, we should totally do this. Okay, next you know, it's a multi-trillion-dollar franchise. So yeah.
$1 trillion. Yes. Oh man. But what's your favorite piece of turtle material that's either a movie or an animation? What is your favorite thing about that?
Okay, I love the movies, definitely. I love the original 3 movies, okay? But when they came out with Part 4 that had Venus, a
Okay.
lot of people didn't like it, but it was straight to video. It's a straight to video movie. That was the feature of the first female turtle.
Oh yeah.
And then you remember. And then the cartoons were great. I love the cartoons. I love the original cartoons, the ones that were really goofy and had to do with the Technodrome, so on and so forth. And then when they came out with the newest ones that came out like on Fox Kids, like from 4Kids animation, and then those were great.
Okay.
And then because those ones actually they did a was it, I think, a full movie. They had the original Turtles, the comic book Turtles, with the original animated Turtles, plus plus like futuristic Turtles. That was pretty neat.
That movie is great.
And then yeah, that movie was freaking amazing. And then you have the newest animation one from Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon bought the rights from the Turtles. And then you have the new Michael Bay films. They were okay. They weren't bad. I'm not gonna say they sucked, but they're okay. They weren't bad. The only thing that sucked inside the whole entire Turtle franchise, I can honestly say, is the Broadway musical that everyone hates.
There was a
And
Broadway
then
musical?
There was a Broadway musical of them playing music, singing songs in front of kids.
Oh no.
And you look up on YouTube, check it out. It's just like, oh my god.
I'm afraid to do that.
Happened? And then there's also the live action TV show where they fight with the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
For a couple episodes.
I remember that. That was absurd.
I felt so embarrassed. I was like, okay, I grew up with this shit. What the hell is happening?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So definitely check out that musical. It's on YouTube. People post it, so yeah.
Oh shit. It's there in its entirety? Can I watch all of it there?
It's the whole thing's on there. You're gonna be like, what the hell is this? Why am I watching this?
Oh boy. Here I go. Oh.
You're gonna put it on. You're gonna put it on.
Oh man. I think my favorite things of the Turtles beside the games are the first 2 live-action movies and the Fox Kids cartoon. The Fox Kids cartoon kind of follows the original comic, and I watched all of it. It's got, when you think of it, it's got everything boys like. It's got aliens, laser guns, space dinosaurs, martial arts, ninjas, tournaments. It's got almost everything boys like in that cartoon in more than 100 episodes. I really loved it. And the live action movies are so bright. I like martial arts movies, and they took the spirit of the Turtles being all jovial and young and bodacious and everything they put in the movies, and it's great. It's great with the action and their personalities. Their personalities shine so much there. That's why I love it, and I rewatch it to these days. Even though my mother returned the VHS tape, I found other ways to watch it now.
That's when the internet comes in.
Yeah, that's precisely why I have internet in my home to rewatch that.
Yep.
Ninja Turtles.
There's one thing I forgot to mention though. Okay, on the original comics, I'm not sure this is correct or not, but they said April was a scientist who worked on the Turtles.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was a scientist. And she worked for Baxter Stockman. That Baxter Stockman later started working with Shredder, building machines for him to attack the Turtles.
Yeah.
So,
and
what's up with that, man?
Don't forget the animated. Okay, the animated series, the original one, Um, the cartoon, the very first cartoon.
Okay.
April donned a yellow suit.
Yes. And, yes.
She was kind of voluptuous.
Yes, she was. She really was.
Yes, yes. So they got away with a lot of adult themes in those cartoons.
Those were the old days, you know. Shit just happened. There's in that original animation, I think that Casey Jones wasn't there, was he?
I think he was. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
I know Baxter was there. I know the Rat King was there. I know Bebop and Rocksteady were there. I know Krang was there. Shredder, Tatsu. I'm not sure about Toka and Razor.
I don't remember much of it. I remember that sometimes when I dined with my father, we called pizza to our home and we watched this cartoon on tape. It was one of my favorite things to do at night. But since there weren't many tapes of the Turtles in the rental store, I think I watched just a few episodes of this cartoon, unfortunately. Sometimes I don't know if that aired on TV here because I was really distracted as a kid and I was busy rewatching the live action movies. But I digress. Man.
The live action movies were great.
Yes, I think I said that about 10 times in this podcast by now.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, let's talk action figures. Okay.
Action figures. Okay.
Remember? Yes. Okay, the action figures. Okay. When the action figures first started coming out, you had what? Okay, you had the 4 set of turtles. Okay.
Okay.
And then you also had the Turtlemobile, as I call it.
Yes.
And then you had the Shredder, and then Baxter, and then Bebop, Rocksteady, so on and so forth. And then as the franchise started becoming more popular, the more ridiculous the toys got.
Yeah.
So they started coming out with what, Samurai, Donatello, or Boy, Michelangelo, stuff like that. Then they started mixing them up with the Ghostbusters.
What?
And so on and so forth.
I didn't see that here. The Ninja Turtles with the Ghostbusters, man. I remember there was one series of the Turtles that was a little figure of that turtle, and they've got a mecha, a robot, which you can put the little turtle inside the robot, and the robot is like a Hulk, a bulky turtle, and there was one for each turtle. I've got a Leonardo one. Did you have that there in the US?
I've never gotten the mechanized turtles. I got the ones that transform into something, like their head will go inside their body and then something else will come out.
Okay, I didn't see the ones you just said. I only saw the mechanized ones I mentioned before.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that I lost the little Leonardo that goes inside it and some of the equipment of the robot. I just got the robot's body nowadays. I feel so sad when I remember figures I loved and I lost. Man, there are many figures that I lost when my house was getting reformed or when I moved. Unfortunately, I lost quite a few figures, and that really bothers me.
That happens to the best of us, man.
Yes. Did you get there was a turtle sold here that was, I think, only Raphael on a motorbike, and you could add friction to the bike's wheel and then release it, and the bike would go on by itself. Did you see that one there?
Yeah, we had that one over here.
That one was really good. I
Yes, it was.
still got the Raphael. I don't know if I got his motorbike yet, but I'll check it out. I've got the urge to see if I got it. Not that I'm going to play with it or anything, because I'm a fully grown adult, right?
You know, secretly, you're gonna be playing with it when you're taking a bath.
Yeah. Shh, nobody can know. Oh man. You know, I never seen. No, I did see a few Ninja Turtles plushies, but I don't own any of them.
Yeah, we got those over here still. We have the Beady Baby Ninja Turtles. My wife has the Donatello one.
Donatello. I think I only saw one model of plushies, but I didn't purchase it. What else? One thing that saddens me is that a little before the Michael Bay movie, the first Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie released, they sold here the original Ninja Turtles comic, but not from beginning to end. They only released volume 1. And I've got 2 copies of it because I bought it for myself and a little after a big friend of mine gave me as a present it. And I really wanted to read the rest of the original story, to have it a physical copy in my hands, but they never released the second volume here. And that's really a bummer. I think for some reason it wasn't popular enough, maybe. I tried to contact...
Was this by IDW? The recent one?
IDW? What's that?
The publisher.
No, no, it wasn't by IDW here. It was by another one, but sucks. But it's... Did you ever own any copy, any part of the original comics?
Do I own anything?
Yeah, if you own yourself one original Turtle comic.
No, I don't own any comic of the Turtles.
Alright. I would seriously buy it from you if you got if you got the rest of the story, but you know, it's, yeah, it's just something. You know, I think that when I was little, I really liked eating pizza, and I believe that a big part of it is just raw turtle hype, you know? Like, it's bodacious!
I think it was because
the heroes ate it, so I had to eat it too!
Yep, pretty much. If it wasn't for the Turtles, nobody would be eating pizza.
That's right. I think they've got a sponsored deal with Pizza Hut back in the 90s, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
No wonder why. That's the perfect combination.
I think that's how we got our first VHS movie too, is that we ordered Pizza Hut and we ordered the movie too, so we wound up paying like $30, like $20 for the movie and $10 for the pizza.
Wow, that's a good deal, man. They know how to do marketing.
But that was back then though. That was when I was like, what, 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
If that wasn't now, okay, I'm 33 now, so if that was now, it would have been like probably roughly about $60, $70.
Yeah. Plus the DLC add-on. They will add DLC for the pizza. You get only the raw. You've got just the cheese, and you've got to pay for tomato. You've got to pay for what else you want to add.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, dude, that's really absurd. And if EA was selling the pizza, you've got to pay extra for the box, or else you would have to hold it in your bare hands. And there was they would put there some sort of pay to win.
It's a loot box. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah. You pay for the chance to opening 3 boxes. One of them got tomatoes, the other one's got poison, and the other one's got a dick pic. Take your best guess.
That's just wrong. That is just wrong.
Yeah. Man. But that's it about the turtles. I don't know anything else to talk about it.
Same here. I think I'm out of ideas about the turtles. I mean, we covered the video games, we covered the action figures, the movies, the cartoons, the live action series, the horrible Broadway musical, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, the turtles are like a really good franchise. They have many interactions in many medias. Some of them are terrible, some of them are great. That's why I love the turtles, because you can expect anything from them. They're everywhere.
But the only sad thing about the turtles is that they keep getting regutted and rebooted all over again. So the story always changes. You know, it's going to change no matter what.
Oh yeah. We already talked about it on the previous podcast, but there is that teaser for the new cartoon where the turtles all have very different body shapes, and Raphael doesn't use the side tridents anymore. He uses tonfas now, and he's really bulky.
And the animation's really sharp.
Yes, really
Like
sharp.
the edges are really sharp.
I don't know what to expect from that one. I have to wait and see.
I'm just gonna say what every other fan says basically out there. I hope it does not suck.
Precisely. I hope it does not suck.
Yep.
But that's it, friends. I guess we're done with the turtles for now. See you next week, and happy gaming, friends.
Yep. Take it easy.